Hey everyone, thank you for joining us here at ISC West 2024. This is supposed to be the largest well-attended event at ISC West in a long time. We're just so excited to be here. And I noticed that a lot of the exhibitors around here have very exciting products that they want to learn about. But really today, ZKTeco, we wanted to focus on solutions and want to address common pain points that many customers have, operational inefficiencies, and so on. And so today we're going to have a discussion with our friends and partners. I'm going to discuss you about 3 simple ways to improve your key management, while at the same time for the installers to maximize the ROI. So this is truly a win-win for end users who are challenged with the many soft costs of managing key systems, as well as the integrators providing the necessary installation support services on a recurring basis. So I'm delighted to have here in the audience. I'm joined by Trey Lobo, of course, CTO of Torus, the manager of the key management locker, and of course with Imran Hussain, president of Enron. And we're going to talk about the importance of not just key management, but of course access control. And then we're also going to be touching upon the importance of using multi-factor authentication, because so often in the news we hear how today's RFID technology can easily be hacked. So we're talking about the importance of having multi-factor authentication for enhanced security. So, Trent, I'd like to start with yourself. Could you please tell us a little bit about how you started your career and how you ended up, with Torus?
Yeah, thank you, Larry. So I've been running in the companies with software platforms, IoT devices, connected hardware devices with software platforms for about 20 years. I got involved with this business about 6 years ago. Was very well established business in Australia, so selling key management solutions to high security agencies in Australia, so the Department of Defence. It was historically been our biggest customer in other Australian government agencies. And then we set out 5 or 6 years ago to design and develop the best possible key management solution. So we wanted to create the solution that's very elegant, sophisticated, simple to install, easy to use, and scalable. It's very easy to scale across large organizations.
Yeah, it's beautiful. If anyone has an opportunity, please do come to our booth, because you can see one of many different varieties of Torus cabinets, because I know a lot of them have different amounts of keys that they're able to accommodate. So so the key management starts with the key locker, and I think you don't mind about 2 questions about some of the problems that you're solving for your customers. I'd also like to turn to Imran, the safe founder to Imran. Of course, the key management access control is equally important, because not only do you need to secure the keys, but you need to restrict access to the key locker, right? Imran, so please speak to us. What's been your experience in the industry? How you formed Imran, and perhaps in some of your bigger accounts or vertical markets where you've seen success for cloud-based access control?
So we started the business about 27 years ago, developing software to manage access control systems. And that's grown, and now we're managing key management systems. In addition to that, so some of our customers range from school districts to large corporations, and all of those are using a key management system like Torus. And it's awesome because even though we're in the electronic access control business, keys are not going away. You need something to manage who should have those keys. You need something that should manage, if you've checked out a key and if you haven't returned it back, someone has to alert.
So, yeah, I know. I mean, we're all probably faced that at some time in our lives that, we're not getting away from keys. We all like to think of ourselves as electronics experts, but, similar, there are just some markets and industries that have really not fully adopted electronic security. I know so many are out there. I'm going to ask Trent if he could speak to some of the customers in vertical markets. What always impressed me, Imran, and I hope you're not embarrassed, you've always been a visionary. And you saw early on the significance of cloud computing. I mean, Imran, have you always been in cloud computing?
We were not. I mean, cloud wasn't around 27 years ago. So, originally, we were on the Windows platform, and came in after a while took off. We offered that as an option. So our software can be deployed either on-prem or in the cloud.
That's key as well, because a lot of customers, they're undecided. Do I go to the cloud? And of course, everyone knows with the cloud, you get the economies of scale, you get the lowered IT costs. But there's also the downside, because once you go to the cloud, you now have a third party that's potentially in possession of your data, and who knows what they're doing with their data. So we always know there's a lot of reluctance still that we face. Some people still prefer on-premise solutions, where some people prefer cloud-based solutions. But the third part of this triad, of course, besides the key locker and the access control, how do users actually prove themselves when they try to open up the key locker or a gate or a turnstile? And we know in the world there's so much attention now to RFID technology, where it's easy now to hack an RFID credential. Even driving our cars in parking lots, we now have our clickers that unlock our cars, and now we're understanding that you can easily hack that. And so, there's all this talk about how do you improve upon the technology today. It's not just a matter of increasing the encryption on an RFID card. Really, if you think about it, it's so simple. How do any of us take out cash? Does anybody still use cash, by the way? I still. But for your cash out of an ATM, you need to show your bank card and also offer a PIN code. And the banks do that because just in case you lose your bank card or someone compromises your PIN code, that's two-factor authentication. And most of us still have seen that in our lives. So the simplest way, of course, is that multi-factor authentication in any device. Well, the core of ZKTeco, we are a biometrics company by our core. So we're going to tell you, listen, and besides RFID, which could be lost, stolen, or forgotten, we're always going to recommend you go to biometrics, preferably a touch technology, a touchless technology like touchless in the face, or even touches on standards. And the none behind the Torus key lockers, and Joe will go this into more detail, is they really are hardware agnostic from a reader perspective, which makes the Torus viewable. You can either use your existing card readers, the best your preferred means of authentication, or you can use a higher level reader like a biometric. So fast and purity, that's really the three triads: the key locker, with access control, and of course the reader that goes on the lockers. And so if we can go back to the key management, so what kind of markets do you see have the greatest need for automated key management?
Yeah, look, Larry, the reality we have the need to just update that it's everywhere. So whole large media affiliates have rather significant teams that as you see, they're not disappearing. Despite the growth in electronic access control, core buildings still have a large number of physical pages, but they need to be managed, so they need to be managed securely. And it's not, obviously, that presents risk to scrubs, the business, to the school, the university, for physically, manually managing the keys, it's incredibly time-consuming. And it wastes a lot of time at start. The contracted, there's all this frustration to the people within an organisation that have to manage those keys. So in order to be a solution, one Torus eliminates all those problems. It eliminates the waste of time, the cost of changing locks into USLs at the part. And also things like the treatment fees. So the return on investing and the payback on a solution like Torus, it's quite amazing to say. Our customers achieve an average return on investment for 6 months, and the payback for the pretty initial investment. So in terms of industries, here in Southern Australia, where we're under the more mature earth flavor, we get a lot of commercial real estate rolling the Torus out through their portfolios, and retail portfolios, commercial things, industrial, commercial real estate. In the USA, the right markets for us fairly on education, so K-12, universities, colleges, very strong markets and also hospitals, if that was relative for that. But the reality is, it's a few of the tool industries. As is the credentials that you mentioned, we can adopt whatever credentialing your company, the school, the university, that currently uses. We can adopt that and use that with Torus out. And the same as we can integrate the access control system like Imron, like all of the funds, and all the user credentials I use already existing access control, but I feel it.
I really love your go-to-market strategy because so many of us exhibitors on the floor, ZKTeco as well, and even Imron, we're trying to sell products, right? That's understood. And a lot of the time, the salespeople and dealers, we get so caught up on the benefits of our products. But you guys really cut to the chase and attack the ROI because Torus recognizes that there's a real significant cost to manually managing teams that I think a lot of customers don't want to think about or they're in denial. So when you sort of, take that veil and show them the costs of managing a manual access system, I'm sure it's quite painful.
I mean, it is. It's amazing when the customers. We have a simple question in where they can call to buy what key management costs them a bit. I can know we're always shocked at how wide that is. And it's a recurring thing over and over again.
Yes, like Joey, because even though I'm a CEO and co-founder of ZKTeco, at the end of the day, we're all salespeople, right? And we all want to help. How do we get customers to listen to us? Because there's so much technology out there. But when you really understand a customer's name only and their costs, really be able to articulate the ROI of our system, I'm sure that really cuts to the chase and it helps the salespeople engage customers much faster. If you're not just selling benefits, you're actually selling cost savings.
Absolutely, Larry. And I think that's an easy message for dealers, security traders to bring to their customers. And we sell through the channel, so using dealers, security integrators. And this is often it's a new module treatment about to sig in about the dealers team and it's had a solution to sell into the fund. So I think we don't bring a new revenue stream, market dealers, integrators, with new margin to them. And there's also, we have varying solid raise.
And like, absolutely, the dealers are just loving the referring revenue. The trade is very, very modest, but again, they started off in Australia, had tremendous success. And so when Trent came to the US, he had a lot of different access control partners to choose from. And I'm thankful that you chose ZKTeco and Imron. So can you talk a little bit about working with Imron? How's that worked out? Do you have any projects or things that, you like in particular about working with Imron?
I love the position that Imron brings with the Unity platform. And we've got, and we're working on a number of education across on us. So colleges, school districts, Imron's already providing the access control solution. And so we were able to bring Torus with us to those customers and enable the Unity IS platform to become the key management solution for those customers.
Yeah, that shows. How about yourself? Yeah, I know I'm sure it was probably new to you at first, and you have so many other partners trying to integrate with you. I know you have a very short list. I'm thankful we're on it. How did you decide to have key management as far as the Imron platform?
Well, we saw the need for it. There's definitely a big need for Trent's product, and it was very easy to work with them. They've got a restful API. They're forward thinking in their whole development cycle. So we definitely saw the benefit to integrating to your product. Our customers are seeing that benefit. And schools in particular are sort of a first story for me here. I've got a 12-year-old daughter. As you know, school shootings are out of control in this country. They've been on an exponential rise. So keeping the bad guy out is very, very important. But we do that with electronic access control, and how you could do it with physical keys by using the Torus system. So it just sort of completes that cycle at keeping the bad people out.
I Joey, obviously as business people, of course, we need to pay our mortgages and cars. We have to keep our spouses happy. Well, we have to keep our employees paid. But kind of what you're kind of alluding to, when all of a sudden it becomes personal. You've got children in school. It feels tremendously gratifying knowing you're doing something to improve the safety and welfare of our kids. And I know that sounds kind of cliche-ish, but it really does hit you in the heart. Because every morning we wake up, we got to wake up for some reason. And not just because our spouse is elbowing us or the dog is barking or the kids are crying, but it does really feel satisfying when you're really making a difference. And that's really what, really truly, keeps us going. And I also want to, remind everyone, Torus can work in a standalone mode. Even better, though, if you can tie it into your existing access control system. And of course, we prefer that you use, Imron's Unity with ZKTeco readers, but Torus is absolutely hardware agnostic. So we don't want you to think you're ripping and replacing anything. And a reminder to all you integrators out there, it's so hard to find new customers. There's so much noise with the internet, emails. I'm telling you, key management is a tremendous area of opportunity and is very, very lucrative because while you're saving some of your larger schools millions of dollars in some cases with Torus, I know you have some key studies, schools are saving millions of dollars having reduced operating expenses forever. For the integrator, you're not only reselling the Torus key lockers, but you're also having a revenue share with Torus as well as with Imron and ZK. So it really is a win-win. While you're actually helping schools, helping parents, improving school safety for the kids, it's a wonderful business opportunity and a differentiator. There are a few, key management systems out here on the floor, but we've been in this industry almost 20 years, same as Imron, and I could tell you, Torus just makes key management so much faster, simpler. You barely have any IT expenses because it's all cloud-based, right? Trent, can you speak to that? What impact does this have on an end user as far as, capital expenses or IT, or do they need any IT?
No, it's zero. So there's zero impact on IT. And zero resources required for in terms of servers. There's no servers, there's no local software, and installation required. There's no IT staff time and required. It's all managed on the system. So it's Torus. It's a cloud native platform deployed through Microsoft Azure. So we take it's very similar to Microsoft 365. So if you think of the Microsoft 365 platform, the Torus is very similar, the deployment to that. We take all that away from the house store. And I think, just to your point in terms of how do you purpose every day, I mean, I think we still break with every customer that has Torus, we're making their jobs easier. And we make their life easier because their job becomes easier every day.
Now that we are all excited, we understand the value proposition. We're actually improving safety at the schools for improving operational efficiencies, saving money. We have an opportunity for the integrators that participate in the revenue share. But can you speak to that? How do people buy Torus? How do they get their sales support? Can you talk a little bit about your team, of course, in the U.S.?
Yeah, so we have a team, small team spread across the USA, who will work side by side with you for the dealers and the integrators out there. I'll work with you, to help articulate the benefits, demonstrate the benefits to your customers. So there's an team here to work with you side by side. We don't just give you a brochure or give you a bit of training. If we expect you to go and look at the wholesale side, we do that with you for partnership.
So you have that sales support. You can provide demos, demo equipment, live demos remotely. I know I've been working with your team. Everyone is just great to work with. They're smart as hell. A lot of fun to work with, hard working. It's just been awesome. For them, of course, we've been integration partners for the 20 years. And what could you please tell the audience? How do people acquire your product, Charles?
We sell through the dealer channel. So they can purchase it from any of our system integrators.
If it's very also you're available to distribution?
Yeah, it's an Phoenix or Wesco. Yes.
Yeah, so Trent, I appreciate you telling us where Torus has been particularly successful in different markets. I know you mentioned schools, municipalities. As a salesperson, Torus can't be easier to identify prospects. Just all you have to do, we look for anyone who's got those giant key rings that have the keys all over them. And that's probably the easiest way to find out whether there's an opportunity. But are there any particular customers that you can disclose and speak to about where Torus actually made a significant impact on their operational efficiencies managing keys?
Yeah, look, we have a number of school districts have adopted Torus and the progressively rolling it out through their schools and their buildings and facilities, and applying it to the different departments within the school district. One really good example is Denver Public Schools. So Denver Public Schools have got a significant number of cabinets now. They started off using them primarily in their facilities management division. And then they are planning to roll out across all of their stores. So that would be facilities, some fleet management applications as well. And then through the metrics and the numbers they've shared, their return on investment is about 4 to 6 months payback on every Torus cabinet that they purchase. Look, another interesting, slightly different industry is the corrections industry. So we have a couple of states, the state of Massachusetts and the state of South Dakota, have adopted Torus across their corrections facilities. And that's an environment where you have a huge number of people at the beginning and the end of every shift, for 365 days a year, that need to access keys to do their job. So this is the prison wardens, nursing staff, maintenance staff, who need to all line up. They used to have a 10, 20, 30-minute line up before and after every shift to get keys and then hand them back at the end of the shift. Today with Torus, that happens in minutes. They all just cycle through, get the keys they need, and then at the end of the shift they do the same. They return them seamlessly to the cabinet, and without the need for a security person or a facilities management person to be there issuing them out and noting down who's taken which keys. Off the top of my head, their payback is about 4 months in the South Dakota corrections facilities.
That's imagine a product that's pays for itself in just a matter of months. The hard part about you sometimes asking who you're working with is you work with some of the largest, craziest companies, many Fortune 500, and so often I know that you're not at liberty to necessarily share the names of some of the larger customers you work with, including a lot of government accounts. I know that as well, and so it's always been so impressive. Also a point of frustration. But can you speak to any big names or a market or anywhere where you've seen particular success?
And so, our software's been installed in several different verticals. Under Armour uses our product, which is why I always wear Under Armour shirts. Intel Corporation uses our product. Wow. Yeah, globally. Wow. One thing I was going to add about the Torus system, we're logging who is checking out keys. Let's say you check out a key every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you do that for the last 6 months. Now we can develop a patterns. We can apply AI, have it analyze your pattern. So if you were to do something out of the ordinary, maybe you check out a key on a Saturday, or maybe you're checking out a different key, and we can then alert someone.
Even though I'm authorized, it wouldn't even flag it.
Right.
But with behavioral analysis, to your point, I had no idea. That's amazing.
So instead of being reactive, we can be predictive and maybe prevent something from happening.
Now, is that part of the Unity IS, or is that?
That is.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That's awesome. Shame on me for not realizing that. I know you need to be hardware agnostic as much as possible, the both of you, and I totally understand and respect that. But we're a reader manufacturer, so we have our own bias or ways we like to look things. But from your perspective as an access control provider, have you made any observations in the U.S. market, at least, as what type of credentials the market is heading towards? Do you see like a adoption of Bluetooth? Is biometrics on the rise? Or just from an Imron perspective, how have you seen credentials?
Yeah, definitely mobile credentials has taken over because everyone's come to realize that procs can be cloned. So with mobile credentials, that cannot be cloned or copied. If you want frictionless access control, you go biometrics, but then there's the privacy concerns. What I like about the ZKTeco Omni Reader is that it supports all of that. You support MyFair, you support mobile, you support biometrics, and that gives so many options to a customer.
Yeah, but from an end user's perspective, we're trying to provide them future-proof technology because, given many markets throughout the world are very price conscious, looking at the transaction. In the U.S., of course, we tend to be more concerned with the long-term cost of ownership of technology. And who wants to rip out their technology every 2-3 years just because when you have to? So we're trying to impress upon everyone, even from an integrator's perspective, it's really easy to give a customer what they asked for, but very few times is the customer actually expert in the field of security. We are, and we know the potential risks of not putting in the right security measures. So we would encourage all integrators, instead of just giving the customer what they asked for, maybe give them something 1 or 2 notches up. Right? We all know typically the least expensive electronic security credential, of course, is an RFID token. And if that's all they're asking for, you're really not doing them a service. So many of the readers that Imron kind of just referenced, our readers have Bluetooth as a default credential. So you can offer your customers a future-proof reader. Not only are you enhancing the security of the customer and reducing their total cost of ownership, but as an integrator, you've distinguished yourself as more of a consultant, and you're probably going to increase the sales price and make more margin. So I encourage all dealers, just don't give the customers what they're asking for. Ask tough questions and actually learn more about biometrics, learn about mobile credentials. And then you're actually doing your customers a favor by, helping, promote higher levels of security. You're doing more justice to them in the long run. So, with that, do you guys have any last comments to give we missed out on any topics or selling points we could help dealers? I say it.
I think we've covered it well. Yeah, I think, just to repeat again, with Torus, I think it's a new revenue stream for dealers, recurring annual revenues as well. So I think we've covered it well, Larry.
Yeah, it's psyched to have you join part of our platform. Imron, Shamies, Will, sir, thank you again for your time on sharing the stage. Right in honor. Thank you for everyone for joining us.